Imagine waking up one morning to find that the world you thought you knew was completely different. The lands and seas you believed existed or didn't exist were about to be rewritten. This is exactly what happened when Captain James Cook set sail on his voyages of discovery. His journeys, particularly the first and second, not only mapped unknown territories, but also challenged the fundamental beliefs about the world. This essay will take you on a thrilling adventure through Cook's expeditions, where the line between myth and reality was blurred, and the unknown became known. In the mid-18th century, the world was a mysterious place. Maps were often filled with speculative lands and mythical creatures. One of the most intriguing mysteries was the existence of a vast southern continent, often referred to as Terra Australis Incognita. Many believed this landmass balanced the known continents in the northern hemisphere. It was a place of imagination, a land of untold riches and wonders. But no one had ever seen it, and its existence remained a tantalizing enigma. After the war, James Cook, a skilled navigator and surveyor, returned to Newfoundland. For 5 years, he commanded a schooner, surveying the rugged coast and spending winters in England, perfecting his charts. His observations of a solar eclipse in 1766 were so precise that he broke precedent by voluntarily sharing his calculations with the Royal Society in London. This caught the attention of the Admiralty, who recognized his potential. In 1768, the Admiralty chose Cook to lead an expedition to Tahiti to observe the transit of Venus across the Sun. This event was crucial for astronomers and would help determine the distance between the Earth and the Sun. Though still a non-commissioned officer, Cook's proven skills in navigation, surveying, and combat made him the ideal choice. The ship selected for the mission was a sturdy, rotund Whitby collier named the Endeavour. Despite its lack of elegance, the Endeavour was renowned for its roominess and sturdiness, qualities that would prove invaluable on such a long and challenging journey. On May 1768, James Cook was promoted to the rank of lieutenant. The Endeavour was prepared for the voyage, sheathed in wood and nails to protect against tropical termites, and stocked with supplies for 18 months. The expedition was not just about astronomy. It also aimed to explore and map unknown territories. Joseph Banks, a wealthy and influential naturalist, joined the voyage with a team of scientists, artists, and assistants. Their goal was to collect and document plant and animal specimens, adding to the world's scientific knowledge. The Endeavour set sail from Plymouth on August 26, 1768, with 94 people on board. The journey began smoothly, with fair weather as they sailed southwest to Madeira, then to Rio de Janeiro and around Cape Horn. Cook arrived in Tahiti on April 10, 1769, well in time to prepare for the observations on June 3rd. The astronomical observations were a success, but the real adventure was just beginning. After completing the primary mission, Cook received a secret order to search for the great southern continent. This was a daunting task. Unlike Columbus, who sought a known destination, Cook had to scour vast, uncharted waters to prove that this mythical land did not exist. This required a thorough and systematic exploration, which Cook was uniquely suited to undertake. Cook's approach was methodical. He sailed south and southwest, venturing down to 40 degrees south latitude. When he found no land, he continued westward, eventually discovering New Zealand and spending 6 months circumnavigating and charting its coasts. This confirmed that New Zealand was an island, not part of a larger continent. It was a significant step, but only a small one in disproving the existence of the great southern continent. By March 1770, the southern summer was ending, and sailing eastward on Antarctic latitudes was risky. Cook decided to head west, exploring the east coast of New Holland, Australia, and then sailing to the East Indies and home via the Cape of Good Hope. This decision led to one of the most famous discoveries of the voyage, Botany Bay. The area was renamed for the vast array of new plant and animal species found there. However, the journey was not without its challenges. On the northeast coast of Australia, the Endeavour encountered the Great Barrier Reef. This vast structure, built by living corals over millions of years, was unknown to Europeans. In June 1770, the Endeavour struck a reef and began to take on water. Cook, who was in his cot, quickly sprang into action. The crew worked tirelessly, heaving anchors, jettisoning ballast, and manning the pumps. A technique called feathering was used to patch the hull, and with a rising tide, the ship was eventually freed. The Endeavour was taken to a nearby river for repairs, and the crew spent a month in the tropics, learning to survive on local wildlife. Continuing north, Cook confirmed that Australia was separate from New Guinea. He then sailed to Batavia, modern-day Jakarta in the East Indies, and finally, rounding the Cape of Good Hope, he returned to England on July 12, 1771. The voyage was a triumph, but Cook was modest in his assessment. He reported to the Admiralty that while the discoveries were not great, they were significant and that he had not found the southern continent, which he believed did not exist. Cook's first voyage had earned him the respect of the scientific community and the royal court. He was promoted to commander and presented to King George III. The success of the voyage and the rich haul of specimens collected by Banks and his team sparked interest in another expedition. However, Banks' demands for a larger ship and a more extensive entourage led to a disagreement, and he did not join the second voyage. For the second voyage, Cook secured two new Whitby colliers, the Resolution and the Adventure. The expedition was focused on solving the mystery of the southern continent. This time, Cook planned a full circumnavigation of the Earth at the southernmost possible latitude. The voyage would require navigating the treacherous waters of the Antarctic, a region previously unexplored by Europeans. The Resolution and the Adventure left Plymouth on July 13, 1772. They arrived at Cape Town on November 23, 1772, and from there sailed south into the Antarctic Circle. The Antarctic was unlike any other region on Earth. The vast expanse of ice, mountainous icebergs, and unpredictable weather presented a formidable challenge. Cook and his crew were overwhelmed by the blue-white beauty of the iceberg Alps, but the harsh conditions made exploration difficult. The ships encountered pack ice and strong gales, forcing them to turn north and continue eastward. The two ships were separated in the fog, but reunited in Dusky Bay, New Zealand, to pass the southern winter. For their second polar season, they continued eastward and southward, sometimes venturing below the Antarctic Circle. On January 30th, 1774, Cook reached the farthest south he would ever go, but ice pack and mist prevented further exploration. Despite the challenges, Cook's second voyage was a scientific and navigational triumph. He had circumnavigated the Earth at the southernmost latitude, proving that the great southern continent did not exist in the inhabitable zones. The expedition also made significant contributions to the fields of natural history, cartography, and navigation. Cook's use of a chronometer, a device that helped determine longitude, was a groundbreaking advancement. Cook's voyages had a profound impact on the world. They expanded human knowledge of the Earth's geography, revealed new species, and challenged long-held beliefs. The discoveries made by Cook and his team paved the way for future explorations and scientific advancements. The world was no longer a place of mystery and myth. It was a place of facts and knowledge, a place that could be explored and understood. In conclusion, Captain James Cook's voyages of discovery were not just about mapping unknown territories. They were about challenging the limits of human knowledge and pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible. His journeys were a testament to human curiosity, perseverance, and the spirit of exploration. The world we know today is a result of the adventures and discoveries of brave explorers like James Cook, who dared to venture into the unknown and rewrite the map of the world.